Yo, what is up, everybody? Happy Hump Day Wednesday. Oh, and cool. We already got some people on here. Thanks for hopping on, everybody. Appreciate you. We'll give it a second and let everybody hop on here. Be sure, if you're not muted, to mute your screen. There we go. What's up, Telmo? How you doing, buddy? Tiago? Yeah, man, we got a good group on here. So, yeah, and finally we got some movement in the market today. So, hopefully we'll have quite a few people on this live. And so if you do have any questions, just ask in the chat box, and that would be awesome. Yeah, we'll get to those probably at the end of the session. But, you know, if I see a question pop up or somebody raises their hand, I'll definitely hit you up. So thanks for hopping on here. For anybody that I shared this with the free group. So if you're new to me or my group, you know, I've been doing this for a long time now. And we have an amazing, amazing VIP group of traders. And I teach my strategies that I'm about to go over now. I send out my trade setups, and basically I just try to mentor people about what's going on with the markets, the way I perceive it, and try to help everybody kind of develop their own strategy of trading. Because the people that have been in my VIP group for a while, you know, I don't say, hey, this is the right way to do it and this is the wrong way to do it. I just try to get people to develop their own style of trading, because that's what you need to be successful. Because the way I see the markets is going to be different than the way you see it, for sure. But that being said, we made some good pips today. Finally, we got a little bit of volatility moving in the pound, and I just sent some, and especially the CAD. I sent some trades out to you all, Euro AUD and AUD CAD looks really good too. So I'm gonna go over that right now, and any other pairs you all might want me to look at. I'm going to go ahead and start sharing my screen because I can just keep on talking. But I'm going to record this and put it on YouTube as well for anybody that, you know, misses it or has to leave or anything like that. So you can watch the recording. And if you do see this on YouTube later, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel for sure. I do a ton of free content. And that would hook me up, so I'd appreciate it. So yeah, you know, we have CAD right here. This was some big news today. You know, like a huge move in like US dollar CAD. Anything that was not CAD positive, because we had the monetary policy out of the Bank of Canada. And, you know, it looked like they were pretty dovish. In fact, they're looking to be cutting interest rates. So that being said, just to boil that down for anybody that's a beginner, if a bank is cutting rates, it is going to significantly weaken the currency. So if you want to write that down, if they're cutting rates equals weak currency, raising rates typically equals a stronger currency. So that's why I went to the news first thing. You know, whenever you're looking at your charts, you want to go to the news, investing.com, Forex Factory, wherever you get it, and check that out first. So tonight's going to be big. We have some employment data out of Australia, and hopefully we get some movement in our Aussie trades before this news for sure. And I think we will. Tomorrow, this is going to be big, and this is what I really wanted to talk about, was the European Central Bank. Big time. This is going to be a pretty big deal, and the euro was super, super weak today. Some people in the VIP chat asked, you know, hey, what's going on with the euro? Why is it so weak? And, you know, a bunch of poor data, for one. But to top that off, you know, the market is kind of already pricing in a dovish ECB, European Central Bank. And what I mean by dovish was just what I was talking about, in favor of cutting rates and in favor of a weak currency. So if you hear somebody talking about dovish or hawkish is in terms of wanting to strengthen the currency, and dovish is wanting to weaken the currency. So that being said, let's take a look at some of the trades. I literally just before I hopped on here. I sent this out to the VIP group, and you know, but I wanted to anybody that's not in there that hopped on this webinar, you know, if you wanted to, you know, just for hopping on here, here's a freebie, you know. And so I think this looks like a great opportunity to catch this pullback here. So I don't get me wrong here. I definitely don't expect CAD to like jump out and be strong after all the weakness today. But you know, when you see a setup like this, when it's like when you see a big move, like this was the news event today, huge, massive rally. When you see a big move like that, and then it stops equal to this trend line, you know, that is a great opportunity to sell it or fade the market, whatever you want to call it. And so this is a trade we're in VIP, and you know, I think it's a good place to sell right now. It'll be super important though. Definitely move your stop loss to entry as soon as possible on this trade, because long term, as you can see here, I think we're definitely going higher. So I'm going to move this box so you can see the actual numbers better. You can see if we make it to this 50% retracement, and how I did this, right? Especially on a 1 hour time frame, if you're looking to draw your Fibonacci chart, this was today's move, right? So these are the hourly candles. You know, we could go to a daily chart, and this is the one daily candle for the day. But you know, this is better. It's a short-term trade, so hourly is better here. So this was a move from bottom to top, so we want to measure the retracement of that move by using our Fibonacci's. So we will go get our fibs out, and we'll go from the bottom up to the top right here. And so you can see I have our 20 pip target right here at the 38.2 retracement. So you know, I think it's going to hit that. But I don't think it's going to hang long. And even better, once that breaks, I think we're going to break out of here. Maybe we get a bounce, and then we're going to get a big move higher if we break out, and especially if it's some good employment data out of Australia tonight. Then you know, that's definitely going to be a good play for sure, especially to the long side. So if we're talking about the Aussie, let's take a look at AUDUSD. And this looks like, so I'm definitely going to be watching what happens tonight. If anybody does anybody know, if you want to say in the chat, like what's going on here? If you're a beginner and you think you know what I'm about to say, you know, feel free to say it in the chat box. And I see two things going on here. One is definitely a breakout, right? So we have a breakout and a retest. The other thing though is this looks like a potential head and shoulder pattern, right? So you got a shoulder, head, and a shoulder. So and this would be the neckline of that head and shoulder pattern. So, you know, if we break down inside this trend line, and then it would be quite a false breakout, then we're going to see some serious downside, I think, in Aussie USD. On the other hand, and that's going to come with the employment data tonight for sure. Or if the employment data is good, we could get a big rally here. So, you know, obviously you could say, okay, well, he's telling us it's going to either go up or down, duh. But, you know, what I'm saying is that this is at a critical level. So if you know that if it breaches this level and starts to break down below, this is going to be a very good selling opportunity. If we start to take off here, that's going to be a great buy. So it's at like a big turning point in the market for sure. I really like this this setup. But the thing is the Aussie's been super weak. So, you know, it's been sitting here for a super long time, and you would have thought it would have taken off by now. So let's take a look at the pound dollar. We got caught 100 pips on this between Asian session and now. So we've been playing this for a while because I love these triangle formations. If you can, I'll tell you, trading is all about looking to be able to spot these type of structures like this. Do I think a stop order is too risky on AU? No, I don't, man, not at all. For sure, I think that could be a good play. So we'll go back real quick. Good question, man, and I'm glad you're on here, dude. So yeah, so that could be a good play for sure. So, but the thing is, I don't think what you don't want to do is put, like, let me put it this way, it can be risky. You don't want to put a stop order up here and a stop order down here, and or if you do that, make sure you have a tight stop loss. But the thing is, a lot of time with these news events, it can drop and then go back the other way, because, you know, that's like a trick a lot of retail traders try to do, and so it can be a bit of a gamble. But, you know, if you want to try it, like what I would do, I guess which side would I put it on would be the question. And I think that it looks like it's already broken out. But if this is a breakdown, then we're going to see some serious downside. So let's take a look at the dollar index and see how this is looking. Because why I want to look at the dollar index is, well, does it look like the dollar is going to be gaining some strength soon? Got a couple questions here. Do you think a stop order is too risky on AU? Yeah, I was thinking because it catch a lot of yeah, exactly. So you get a lot of volatility to both sides. Like, I personally like to, sure, if you hit it right, you'll have a badass entry, you know. But honestly, I would rather just see like, oh yeah, okay, the market's going this way now, and it's more or less confirmed, and then I'll hop in and just be quick to it then, you know what I mean? I think that's a little more safer and less in a more kind of professional way to go about it. But, you know, if you did want to do like, yeah, that is a good channel, man, big time. If you wanted to put a small position and to do that, like just to kind of like something that's like less than 1% risk, to just like put it out there. And then you could start building, and then you already have a really good position, and you could build another position on top of that. That would be a pretty good strategy to do. So, you know, on the dollar index, I shared this on my Instagram. Just like I was looking at on AU, we have a breakout here, right? And so really, I'm waiting for a move higher. This could potentially be seen as some sort of like double top, but man, I don't think so too much. I really think that you know, say Aussie dollar, we get that if we get you know, negative data for Australian dollar, and plus on the euro, the European Central Bank that I was talking about, if they're like super dovish and they're talking about, you know, negative interest rates and that kind of thing, then that's going to really strengthen the dollar index, and you can expect for the dollar pairs to really go into crush mode, you know, Thursday and Friday. Euro JPY. Okay, cool, man. Yeah, I'll take a look at the yen pairs too, for sure. I think that could be a good call. Let's see here. So now I was going to GBPUSD. Let's see here. And clearly we're in a huge breakout now. So we caught a big move up, then we sold at this wick. We've been playing it really well all week. And then caught a, you know, 100 pip move to the upside. So what I'm really waiting for here And just like I did with Australian dollar, Canadian dollar, what I'd really like to see is some sort of dip, because if there's a dip, I am definitely going to look to buy this. So whenever I'm trying to measure out, how far it might dip, you could put a limit order here on, I think what would be a great play would be this 38.2, 1.3080. So will it even dip that much is the question. Maybe we only get the 23.6 level, and that would be about 30 pips or so. So, but either way, I'm definitely on these pounds, on the pound pairs, looking for some sort of dip, and then I'm gonna really look to buy now that we're broken out of here. So this is a huge opportunity, and I think we're gonna go much higher. Like at least whenever you have this type of triangle and we like officially break out, you can expect it to go to about the upside of this triangle here to meet the equivalent to what it broke out from, and that's like 300 pips. So you could essentially just go ahead and buy it here and just like leave and forget about it, and probably be all right by next week. But getting a dip to get that killer sniper entry would be a great play here. Yeah, so that's a great question, Manny. Thanks. So his question was, what about the pound interest rate cut? Won't that make it go down? And yeah, you would absolutely think so, but it sure hasn't phased the pound today. So the interest rate decision, I think that's next week. I'm not exactly sure the day, but yeah, they're talking that it's about 50 to 60% chance that they're going to cut rates. But they've been having good, better at least economic data out of the UK. So what if they don't cut rates? And then the market's been pricing in this kind of rate cut or trying to, and then they don't cut rates. Man, the pound is gonna fly off the charts. And yeah, that's a great question, dude. But the thing is, you would have thought, and I think most people did, I know I did, that with the interest rate that we were gonna break down here, and retest is 61.8. So that's why I had that level marked up like that. But man, it's wanting to just rip higher like only the pound can. Yeah, dollar rate cuts, didn't see a big dip in the dollar. Yeah, I don't know, buddy, when the rate cuts, that the dollar has been super weak since 2019 when we started cutting rates in June and July, and that brought about that breakout in gold, and really kind of the dollar's kind of dethroned the dollar and put the dollar in a bit of a range since we started cutting rates last year. So I mean, they're talking about if they cut rates this year, then yeah, that's going to just continue to weaken the dollar, because you got to remember that the reason they're wanting to cut these rates is to stimulate the economy and keep boosting the S&P 500 and the stock market higher, which can only last for so long. So that's why I like gold to the long side for long term. So and then talking about the pound and interest rates with the pound, like you would think it would definitely cut rates, but the thing is that that cutting rates would definitely weaken the pound, and yeah, it would maybe for a day or two. But the thing is, the pound just got its ass kicked for like 2 years because of Brexit, and now we've broken out to the upside here at the start of this year, or at the end of last year and start of this year. We've really started to rally, and so if I take off some of this stuff here, we could still be going a lot higher because, you know, we've broken out here, and I've had this mapped out for a while. This looks like a huge inverted head and shoulders forming here. So, you know, maybe we get a dip down, or maybe that was it. But I think we're going to go higher here. Maybe something like that. And maybe since, you know, the whole Brexit thing's kind of cleared, at least a lot more than it did last year, you know, I think we're going to sometime this year, probably sooner rather than later, we're going to be trading up here at this 141 level. So, you know, if you're a swing trader, and, you know, it'd probably be easier to just get just an amazing entry here and really just hold the pound, especially if we retest this trend line. That would be a great place to buy. But I don't think that's going to happen anymore since, you know, we've broken out. So, you know, like I said, I'm really looking for some sort of dip here and hoping for it. 1.3090, I think it's going to be an excellent play. So the pound Swiss, same deal. And this was Steven from the group. He actually called this, and we have a few Stevens in the group. This same scenario, really, to be honest, just looking for a good dip. And man, if we get a dip that retests this trend line here, I'm definitely going to be looking to buy the pound. And so I think when you have like a big breakout like this on the pound, like pound dollar, then you want to go looking to the other pound crosses and pound currencies and figure out where is going to be the good buying level for the pound. And I think this is definitely going to be a great opportunity if we get much of a dip here. Same thing on euro pound. You know, we had this thing drop super hard, and it looks like it's been bought up pretty quick. So, you know, I teach in my course, we want to buy the dips and sell the rallies. And this is one that, you know, I'd be looking to sell some sort of rally on. Maybe gets to up here and down, and it sucks because we were trying in our VIP group, we were trading this forever. I knew it was just a matter of time. I think euro pound can be a pretty difficult pound to trade. At least I don't have the best luck with it. But you can see we were under this trend line, and I was just waiting for this thing to break down and just waiting and waiting. But I think now that we have, you can see on a weekly chart, we're way below this trend line. And so finding some sort of rally to sell, you know, like a bounce of 60 pips, you know, maybe after the European Central Bank, will be an excellent play, because look how much downside we have from there. And, you know, if the pound starts to strengthen, especially in GBPUSD, euro pound is going to be an excellent short for sure. Let's see. So let's take a look at the yen pairs. Somebody asked about euro yen and said they think that it would be a good sell. And just starting out here on the weekly chart, this is how I like to kind of go at it. I think it's super important to kind of zoom out and look on, you know, your larger time frames. And yeah, this has been an interesting pair. And I know I was in earlier was trading this, and we had a bit of a false breakout here. But really, you would think that this would have broken down more. But to be honest, I don't really want to buy buy the yen too hard until we get like some sort of turnaround on the S&P 500. Like, you know, in other words, until this thing just stops like going straight up, which I think it is, dude, it is very, very, very close. You know, yen, when that does, let me put it this way, then the yen is going to, and we already had a move right there, so I hadn't even seen that yet. We'll see how fast that gets bought up, though. So, you know, the yen, once this does turn around, and it's not if it does, when it does, then we're going to see some serious yen strength come in. But yeah, so the thing is I'm pretty surprised because you see this move on the S&P 500, and anybody that's new, I'm a big correlations trader, so I look how the market correlates with each other, and you know, the S&P 500 and the U.S. stock market, you don't have to trade it. You can still just stick to Forex, and you know, in fact, if you're a beginner, I definitely recommend that. But watching this to figure out what's going to happen with pounds like yen and gold is a super great strategy, and it's one of my main strategies. And I teach that in the advanced section of the training. So, but surprisingly enough, is that even though we got this dip here, man, and that actually looks like a very good buying opportunity. Yeah, so I actually might put a buy in there. So, well, it's not going anywhere right now at 318. Yeah, so if you do trade the S&P 500, I think this is a great dip to buy, to be honest, and I think it's a good opportunity. Yeah, so, but what I'm surprised about is that despite the yen breaking down there, or the S&P 500 breaking down, you know, the U.S. dollar yen hasn't moved at all. So, you know, as far as the yen pairs, it doesn't seem like the yen is gaining too much strength. So, to be honest, I think that a better play, in my opinion, is looking for dips to buy, you know, against about NZD, CHF, and NZD USD. Okay, cool. I'll look at those. I think buying against the yen is going to be a better play for sure. So let's take a look at NZD, the Kiwi pairs, and let's see here. So I still like this trade a lot, and just like I'd drawn out in AUDUSD, and you know, these pairs are super similar. We have a big breakout and a retest here, and the fact that we've broken out here and we've, you know, failed to really break down back inside this line is a big signal to me that this support right here is holding up very well, and I think that's going to be just a matter of time until this takes off to the upside, to be honest. You know, if we break down back inside here, then we know that, man, we have a lot of downside here, and that this was a false breakout. But the fact that we've been holding here for so long is I think it's super, you know, I'm not going to say bullish, but I think it's just a matter of time till we're really consolidating more than anything. So you can see we're consolidating on the back side of this trend line, and it looks like to me that we're just gearing up for another move higher, to be honest. So, and as far as the Kiwi Swiss, very similar. You know, on this pair, we've had I think a double bottom. You can really see it on the daily chart. A double bottom, 1, 2, and the thing though is that, you know, we've failed to really start to the NZD really is fallen flat on its face. So we're just sitting on the support here. As long as we're on the support, you know, I'm not too worried. I think that, you know, we're holding up well, and any good, any positive news out of New Zealand and probably the employment report out of AUD, out of Australia tonight, will probably have some sort of effect here. But you know, we actually caught, you know, we've caught a couple moves to the upside and had this big rejection here. So I think it's a good dip to buy, to be honest, more than anything. Okay, let's see. We have a couple questions. CJ, yep, I think buying the dip. Actually, you know, for the CAD, I would look for other yen pairs to buy potentially, because the Bank of Canada was so dovish today with their interest rate statement. But yeah, I mean, that's probably going to be a very good. Yep, it is an X, man. But CJ will probably be a good dip to buy. And let's take a look at it real quick. Yeah, I mean, that's one heck of a dip. The thing is, I'm a little bit, you know, I don't think it would be something long term, but definitely counter trend, because man, look at this big rejection today. And you know, if we get a bounce, maybe 30, 40 pips max. But we'll definitely see for sure. And let's see. There's an X on NZDUSD. I see it. And so, yeah, man, great call, Tiago. I think it was Tiago that said that. Let's see. Yeah, good call, man. So this is a strategy for anybody that's not in my VIP group that I call it the X marks the spot. And when you have a confluence of these different trend line supports, you know, we're held up. You know, if I earlier, you know, talking about how well this is held up, you know, we have this other trend line support here. So, you know, I think more than anything, this is going to be a great trade. And, you know, if you're not in it yet, you know, you could put a buy in and set a pretty tight stop loss, because you know where, you know, we break back inside here, you know, you're probably wrong, because it'd be some sort of breakdown. The breakout wouldn't be coming through. So you know, we have it's finally, we got some volatility coming through today. Gold is still kind of at the same juncture. So you know, it's just kind of a waiting game here. I think that we are due for some sort of move to the downside. So hopefully the RSI can really reset itself and we can get some downside. You can see on, I think the weekly candles for gold are really telling here, because we have these huge indecision and doji candles, which typically are the start of some sort of pullback reversal. This looks like a hanging man right here. So, and that was pointed out to me by Sai from the group. So it was a great call. So yeah, it's hard to say where it's going to go, one way or the other, but you know, it's more or less just consolidating for a breakout. So yeah, I know I went through a bunch of pairs here. So you know, just I'm going to record it, I'm going to post it, and you can go back through, and I'll send the charts out to my VIP group. But just to recap, looking for dips on the pound. Looking for dips to buy on the pound. Aussie CAD, we're getting a little sell here, and just on this little pullback from the trend line, and then looking to buy down here before moving higher. And pound pairs, not pound pairs, the yen pairs, I'm going to look for opportunities to buy those, especially because of the S&P 500 until it turns around. I think the best thing you're going to be able to do is look for, continued yen weakness. I think is what's really going to come through. So thanks for hopping on, everybody. I hope you found this live helpful. I appreciate you. And if you have any questions, though, feel free to shoot me a message in Telegram, and I'll see you in the VIP chat room. So let's finish the week strong, everybody. Peace. Thanks for hopping on.